So a second thing that I am noticing is contractors taking on more than they can chew. Okay? Let's be realistic. In light of the pandemic, quite a few people have decided that, hey, I want to have an online-based business. I want to see what this is like. I want to understand this. I think I can parlay my skills into something that's online-based. I can still work from home. I have more flexibility. I have more freedom. I have. But with that, some are not making that transition to the online realm as smoothly as possible. And as a result, I am seeing people take on more than they can handle. And when it becomes like way too heavy of a load, there's no communication taking place. People are just bolting, just leaving business owners high and dry with no communication whatsoever as to, hey, maybe this was a bit too much for me. Can we talk about which of these tasks right now are priorities so that I can kind of adjust my time and my work schedule to be able to complete this work? Hey, this is really just not what I thought it was going to be. Really sorry. I want to close out though strong and finish well. So let's come together and decide on some priorities that we can work on while I still support you as you're looking for someone else. No, they're just taking option 3, which is bye, sayonara, see you later. I don't understand. Communication is so critical. If there's things that are not working out, you need to talk about them with the business owner and say, seriously, this is way too much. This is more than it's advertised. This is scope creep. This is whatever it is. But you communicate that. You don't just bounce and say, I'm out. And I see some of these independent contractors then changing up their services. They went from being a generalist to now saying, oh, I'm a social media VA. Really, when did that happen? Because what skills did you learn outside of just leaving a previous position and saying, I don't like that, I think I'll focus on this? People, let's take our time, hone in on our skills. In the beginning, for many folks, it is okay to be a generalist. You do need time to figure out what you like, what you don't like, what you're good at, what you're not so good at, what you might like, but you're not good at, but you're willing to put some work in to improve. There's a difference. But just bouncing and leaving, not the way to run a sustainable business. These internet streets are not as big as people think they are. There are many instances where people are very much connected to one another and word spreads. And since many of us get asked on a regular basis, hey, do you know someone who can do X? Do you know someone who can do Y? If you're on our referral list and you act that flaky, you're going to get crossed off the list. And you're not going to get that referred out because I'm not putting my name on the line for you if that's the way that you're going to conduct yourself in a business. So that's the second thing that I'm seeing is people are taking on more than they can chew. And when they're doing that, they aren't communicating. They're just leaving. And in many instances, it's they're leaving for what they probably think is greener pasture or easier money, when in all actuality, it typically isn't. Because we all know that for order for that other grass to be green, you need to water and fertilize it. So if you're going to jump from being a generalist to a social media VA, most of us are wanting to see some sort of results. What can you do for me in terms of my social? Are you up to date on strategy? Are you up to date on algorithms? Are you up to date on the new changes for Instagram? And if you're not staying abreast of those things, guess what? That hop you made is not going to last long. It's not. So take some time to know yourself, know your skill set, know what you like, know what kind of environment you like to function. What are your boundaries? If you do a better job setting your own boundaries for who you will work with, who you won't work with, it makes life so much easier. Okay? So that's that. The third thing, I'm going to tell you about my most recent experience in the hiring space.